Hello there, I'm Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astronumerologist. Welcome to your Astronumerology forecast for the intense and exciting Aries new moon. Now this is a new beginnings moment in the first sign of the zodiac, and with 4 planets in Aries, the emphasis on the sign of courage, originality, fire, and forward momentum is really strong. Now, April in 2016 is a 13 universal month, and that number 13 is all about empowerment. So anytime this number gets activated in a current cycle, there are a lot of opportunities for you to grow and break through old patterns as you learn to trust and implement. Now, you'll want to consciously lay out the welcome mat for big shifts this month, because as those unexpected developments start to happen, when you consciously invite the changes into your life, you're in step with the present moment and completely ready to welcome those wonderful new opportunities, which is what this month is all about. Now, if you resist those changes, they'll keep knocking on your door, so might as well welcome them. And since 13 is also associated with your genius, you'll want to check out really the innovation in your creativity. So this number 13 for April, it governs the empowerment of the divine feminine, and it awakens that deep internal strength that you have for spiritual catharsis. So this number is really intense, just like the Aries new moon. And 13 actually ties into the lunar cycles. The lunar calendar, the one that governs nature, is actually directly aligned with the number 13. There are 13 weeks in any season, which makes up the 4 times 13 equals 52 weeks in a year. The lunar calendar was based on these 13 weeks. The 52 card deck that we grow up with, that was created to track the lunar calendar. And this ancient card deck really was comprised originally of the 4 suits representing 4 seasons, with 13 cards each representing the 13 weeks in each season, and 52 cards total, which are of course the 52 weeks in the year. So there are also 13 lunations in a year, and the moon covers approximately 13 degrees in a day. So the moon is associated with the 13. It's associated with the mother, the feminine energy. And in your astrology chart, the moon's location is where your heart-centered emotional nature is natural, where you feel comfortable, secure, and safe. Now, moon energy is receptive, reflective, instinctual, and responsive. So you'll be guided to embrace your sensitive, intuitive nature, your instincts, your gut feelings. So let go and trust. Now, we've crossed the threshold in so many ways in the last few years, and this 13 universal month celebrates that first new moon of the lunar year, which begins in Aries. So all these new beginnings and emotional centering, they allow you to break free from the old and live a heart-centered, love-centered, moment-to-moment life. So you don't want to leave anything for granted right now. And with this divine feminine energy merging with Aries, which is ruled by Mars, during this new moon, love is definitely in the air. And love is a big theme for April. Now, the new moon happens at 18 degrees in Aries on April 7th. And since Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, of course, it represents new beginnings, spring in the northern hemisphere. Plus, Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, which brings a spring to your step, because Mars is your energy resource, your internal battery, your drive, and your determination. Mars fires you up with excitement when you're lit up by an idea, or you're lit up by a person, or attracted to something, right? So the sun and moon, plus Venus and Uranus, all in Aries, the emphasis is on renewal, on love, on what you value most. And with Uranus conjunct the new moon, the focus is on all sorts of shifts and breakthroughs, especially regarding your relationships. This is really strong. So right in line with the breakthrough theme for April's number 13. So you'll have a lot of possibilities for creating something completely new. And you'll be seeing things quite differently as a result, using your inner genius to get a brand new take on those important themes that are in your life right now. Plus Mars The ruler of Aries is in Sagittarius with Saturn right now. And Sagittarius is another fire sign, just like Aries is. So with 6 planets all in fire signs right now, that puts a major emphasis on feeling a thrust of energy, going into action, being purposeful and fired up. Now, all month long, the emphasis will be on your intimate one-on-one relationships and also balancing those with time by yourself. This new moon is a reflection on that theme, that balance, because the new moon happens on the 7th, and that number is about being alone. And 20 is the universal date for that new moon, and that's exchanging energy with 2 people, merging in complete balance. So we are balancing both. So look at this incredible chart and look at the activation of the relationship number 2. Venus is at 2 degrees, Mercury is also at 2 degrees, Chiron lies at 22 degrees, and we have Uranus at 20 degrees conjunct right next to the new moon. So all of those 2s emphasize that exchange between 2 people, really sharing your heart with another person on a very intimate level. So there's a deep activation in your heart center. And that's also because the sun and moon are squaring Pluto. And when that happens, it penetrates into your subconscious and allows you to let go of old stuff and get really emotionally engaged about something. So you want to tune into your heart and find love in anything that appears in your life. And you'll be set up for the rest of April to harness this passion, this fulfillment. Remember, we're in a 13th month, and that ties into this deep empowerment as well. So that same growth in your confidence is exactly reflected in the planet of Pluto as well. It's also important to note that Pluto square Uranus, which has been active for the last 3.5 years and is now coming to a close, it's being directly triggered by this new moon one more time. And that means you're wrapping up business, you're wrapping up issues and themes now that emerged over the past 3.5 years. Now, one other aspect to this new moon is that it triggers a very strong code of rest on that day. The 7 for April 7th is about taking time by yourself, meditating, merging with nature. The 20 universal date is also a number of rest, and it's the kind of rest that brings your energy into balance. And the 18 degrees for the new moon reflects giving your body a rest, sleeping more, tuning into your dreams. So on that particular day, April 7th, you'll be doing yourself a really good favor by entering a state of quiet serenity at some point during that day. This will really set you up beautifully to surge for the rest of April. Then we also have the new moon forming a trine to Saturn, and that again emphasizes quiet time. Anytime Saturn is involved in a harmonious way, we can create a lot of meaningful projects that last. So right now we can manifest something that's really, really beautiful. Now on April 17th and 18th, depending on where you live, Mars goes retrograde until the end of June. Now this only happens every 2 years or so, and it is a major development. So you want to note that any big projects and plans that you put into action now, you want to do them before that time, because it's best not to really start major things during a Mars retrograde. Though you certainly can continue projects that you started before that time. Now Mars retrograde is a time for you to reflect on how you use your energy, to find your unique message, your own voice, plus how you feel about your sexuality, and rediscovering your self-motivation and momentum. So there's lots of shifting, lots of firing up, and so much beautiful relationship themes that are active right now. It's really, really an exciting time. So thank you for watching, and if you like this video, you'll absolutely love my weekly forecast videos. They're free, and on each video you get a preview of every day of the next week, and you get it 1 week in advance. So just click on the link here to receive your free weekly forecasts in your inbox every Sunday. Now the whole month of April is about change and activating your inner genius to create amazing forward momentum in your life. So have a beautiful, wonderful Aries new moon and beginning of April, and I'll see you soon for April's powerful Scorpio full moon forecast. That's coming up in a couple weeks. So thank you so much for watching.